Good evening and welcome. My name's Cleve Myers, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Chartered Professional Accountants of Prince Edward Island's 2025 Convocation and Awards ceremony. First of all, we will acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the traditional and unceded territory of the Abegwit Mi'kmaq First Nation. We acknowledge the elders, past and present, who have cared for and continue to care for the land for 12,000 years. And we are grateful to live, work, learn, and play here. This evening, we are going to honor 11 successful common final exam writers from both the May and September 2024 CFEs. We will also confer the title Fellow to one of our colleagues, and we will present an Early Achievement Award to a deserving member. So this is a special evening, as you all know, and our platform and honored guests, graduates, and award recipients are now ready to join us. Before you start to pipe, though, I am told there is a woman's gray purse that was left out in the food area, and if you want it, see a staff member from the Florence Simmons Center here, and they will get it for you. It's safely secured in the office right now, so don't panic. It's safe. Now, Mr. Piper, they're going to pipe in the special guests, and I would ask you to rise as they do so, and it would be appropriate to applaud as well. Thank you. You may be seated. This is the 10th Convocation and Awards ceremony following the unification of the three separate accounting bodies in 2015. The ceremony marks a milestone in the lives of those being recognized as we come together to celebrate your hard work and education and share a sense of accomplishment and pride in what you have achieved. To help us celebrate this evening, we have a number of guests with us. Please hold your applause until all the guests have been introduced. I will begin by introducing our platform guests. Chair of the Board of Directors of the Chartered Professional Accountants of Prince Edward Island, Jennifer Dunn. Well, clap if you want to, it's fine. President and CEO of the CPA Atlantic School of Business, Andre Belfoy. Clap. And of course, last but not least, our CEO of CPA PEI, Tanya O'Brien. It's also my pleasure to recognize certain guests we have with us seated in the auditorium. I ask them to please stand or offer a wave when I mention their name. From the current Board of Directors of CPA PEI, who provide governance and oversight to the organization, we have with us this evening Nathan Snowy and Snow Wang. And we also have with us an honored guest this evening representing the government of the province of Prince Edward Island, the Minister of Finance, the Honorable Jill Burridge. Those are your honored guests this evening. And I will now call on Honorable Jill Burridge to bring greetings on behalf of the government of the province of Prince Edward Island.
Thanks for having me back again. This is my third time at this. It was one of the first things I did as Minister of Finance, and I'm so happy that you're asking me back year after year. So good evening, everyone, and thank you to Jennifer Dunn and the rest of the board of the directors for the invitation to your ceremony tonight. On behalf of the province and Premier Lance, I'm getting used to that, it's my pleasure to be here as we celebrate your accomplishments. Although I'm not an accountant myself, as Minister of Finance, I work with and depend on many. And I can appreciate the work that each and every one of you have put into reaching this milestone in your career. Every day, I am frequently reminded of the decision-making skills, the sharp eye for detail your profession requires, especially in the inevitable complex scenarios. As CPA graduates, you play a critical role in our economy. You support businesses through the good times and help guide them through the tougher times. CPAs are integral to making sure the business planners, owners, and leaders remain accountable. You know the frameworks we must operate in and ensure we meet those responsibilities. Your profession is a key player in helping us build good public policy. And I'm grateful for the advice and support of the accountants that I work with who help us ensure the province's fiscal future. It was not too long ago that the government presented our 25-26 operating budget, and it was a tough one. I'm sure many of you pay attention to that more than anyone else out there. It was a tough one, but I witnessed firsthand how the experienced team of CPAs keep our province moving forward. They are integral to everything we do. Their hard work ethic, problem solving, and detail-oriented lens is so critical to building a fiscal plan to deliver on government priorities, as well as ensuring the responsible management of our tax dollars. They, like everyone else in this room, really embody the professionalism, transparency, and accountability that CPAs are known for. To be recognized as a CPA and to be a member of this organization is truly something to be proud of. And I extend that recognition of accomplishment and prestige to those of you here to receive an award for your contributions to the profession. I do hope you take the time to delight in your accomplishments before looking ahead to putting your skills to good use. And I will say, I do have a professional background, and I know what it means to serve the public and be responsible for the public, and when you sign your name, that means something. And I know every single one of you will take that responsibility serious. So have a great evening, have a great night, and again, we'll be sure to put those good skills to use those skills to good use at the province if there's an opening. Anyways, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Minister Burridge. You know, it's a lot of work to be a Minister of the Crown, as I'm sure you know, and so to come out on a Friday evening in June in PEI is very, very special. Thank you. Next, to extend congratulations to our CPA graduates on behalf of the National CPA Body, we have a video message from the CEO of CPA Canada, Pamela Steer.
Esteemed colleagues, special guest, and most importantly, our profession's newly minted CPAs. Congratulations! Your hard work has finally paid off. And to the family and friends who encouraged you along the way, thank you for supporting the chartered professional accountant in your life. Today, we celebrate our graduates' success in reaching this significant career milestone and the many doors that their CPA designation will surely open. These 3 letters represent the technical expertise, integrity, and leadership qualities that will empower you to excel in any industry or role that you choose. CPAs are CEOs, board members, management consultants, and trusted advisors, the backbone of business. Our profession is growing demand, both in Canada and globally, a trend that shows no sign of slowing. As geopolitical tensions, climate-related disasters, and emerging technologies reshape decision-making, investment, and service delivery, CPAs will be at the forefront. With our long history of managing risk and reporting trustworthy information in capital markets, we are poised to lead in shaping governance and reporting frameworks for a digital, sustainability-focused world. There is no doubt that your journey as a CPA will be filled with change and challenges. But these bring limitless opportunities to lead, especially when we face them together. CPA Canada, alongside your provincial body, is here to support you, ensuring that Canadian perspectives have a voice on both national and global stages, giving your career a truly international reach. Our profession thrives on collaboration and knowledge exchange. Your network is one of your greatest assets, so I encourage you to build meaningful connections wherever you go. At CPA Canada, we prioritize consultation to shape our programs and our services. As your national body, we look forward to staying connected and supporting you at every stage of your journey. Remember, you are the architect of your own future. So my final piece of advice: take time to reflect on what fulfills you and then step out of your comfort zone to make those aspirations a reality. When we're open to change and invested in continuous growth, we often discover unexpected and exciting opportunities. Here's to a career full of possibilities. Congratulations and welcome to the profession.
Our thanks to Pamela for sending us her remarks. I'm sure she would have wanted to be here in person to congratulate each of you if her schedule had allowed. And now to the highlight of the evening, the presentation of certificates to the successful candidates. Qualifying as a chartered professional accountant has 3 main components: the education part, which is extensive, successful completion of the education requirements allow you to take part in the second portion, the Common Final Exam, or CFE. This is actually 3 exams over 3 days, about 13 hours altogether, so it's onerous. The third component is the practical experience part, which you are gaining by working as you also pursue the education and the CFE. It's the completion of all 3 which leads a graduate to membership in CPA PEI and to be finally eligible to use the designation CPA. Each candidate this evening who has completed all 3 will be presented with an official membership certificate. Those candidates who have not yet completed the practical experience portion will receive a certificate which will be signed when they finally complete the practical experience and can call themselves a CPA. We are grateful and want to acknowledge employers who have offered a training environment for graduates to complete their practical experience. Those include Arsenal Best Cameron Ellis, BDO Canada, Canada Revenue Agency, Doane Grant Thornton, Fitzpatrick and Company, Island Sands Holdings, MNP LLP, MRSB, the Province of Prince Edward Island, and Veterans Affairs Canada. And there are many others who recognize the value in training and mentorship of future CPAs. As those who have gone through the program or those who have supported someone going through the program already know, it requires many hours of study and much sacrifice by both the candidates and their families and friends to successfully complete the education program. In this regard, we want to recognize the CPA Atlantic School of Business and appreciate their work educating and supporting these graduates so they can be successful in their studies and the common final exam. So, now, I'm going to ask that the graduates, when they're announced, proceed to the right side of the stage as their name is called, and make your way across the stage to receive your membership certificate. CPA Chair Jennifer Dunn is going to come and present the membership certificates as each candidate comes forward. And later there will be an opportunity after the ceremony to have photos taken on stage by family and friends, but there's also going to be a brief opportunity at the time, and Simon Reed, our photographer, is also capturing the evening's events for us. So, without further ado, our first candidate this evening is Janaline Arsenal. Janaline successfully completed the CFE in 2024 and is working toward completion of her practical experience to become a member. Unfortunately, Janaline is not able to be with us this evening, but we do wish her all the best as she continues along her path to membership. Our next candidate this evening, yes, go ahead, sorry. Our next candidate this evening is Simon Bitar. Simon graduated from UPEI. He was successful on the 2024 CFE and is working towards completion of his practical experience requirements to become a member. He started his practical experience with Doane Grant Thornton in Charlottetown and is currently employed with KPMG in Calgary. Simon also could not be with us this evening, probably something about being in Calgary, but he has shared the following note of thanks. He says, "I'd like to thank my older brother, Noah, for being my career role model and consistently helping enhance my understanding of accounting. I'd like to thank Evan Morrison and Mike Berho for supporting me throughout the CFE summer. I'd like to thank my CPA mentor, Jesse Knox, for his guidance throughout the CPA program. And finally, I'd like to thank my girlfriend and study buddy, Bebe Pan, for supporting and motivating me to stay focused over the CFE summer. Congratulations, Simon." I should mention this is available on a live feed, so they're probably watching. Next, we welcome to the stage our first new member, Clancy Doyle, CPA. Does that have a nice ring to it? Clancy attended UPEI and he completed the CFE in 2024 and was accepted into membership in January 2025, having obtained his practical experience with MRSB Group. He's now employed at Andrews Senior Care. He cites his mentor as Matthew McGinnis, CPA, and thanks Matthew, his colleagues at MRSB, and his family for their support throughout the program. Clancy shared that he chose... Okay, we're going to do it differently next time. You wait till I'm finished talking next time, okay? Good? Clancy shared that he chose to pursue a CPA designation because of the career opportunities and security that the designation provides. You are correct about that, my friend. Congratulations. You can leave. Next, no, I'm going to wait till Clancy gets back to his seat. Next, we recognize new member Gifton Duffy, CPA. Gifton attended Mount Allison University and he was successful on the 2024 CFE and was accepted into membership in January. He resides in Charlottetown. He completed his practical experience at CRA, where he is currently employed. Gifton's mentor is Lori Haley, CPA, CMA. Gifton could not be with us this evening, but we wish him the best in his career as a CPA. Our next candidate is Connor Gray. I guess we were supposed to clap for Gifton. Sorry. We're going to get the hang of this by the last one. Our next candidate is Connor Gray. Connor attended UPEI and is employed with Fitzpatrick and Company here in Charlottetown. He completed the CFE in 2024 and is working towards completion of his practical experience to become a member. Connor would like to thank his mentor, Nick Summers, for his guidance throughout the program and his family for their patience during the long days of work and studying. He cites his interest in problem solving and analyzing data that led him to choose a career as a CPA. Connor shared that his most memorable moment from the CPA program was celebrating the CFE results with fellow graduates, colleagues, and friends. Congratulations, Connor. Come on up. Next, we welcome new member Isaiah Hood, CPA. Isaiah attended UPEI and Mount St. Vincent University. He successfully completed the CFE in 2024. He's employed with Doane Grant Thornton, and he cites his mentor as Harrison Wood, CPA. Isaiah was accepted into membership in May and will receive his membership certificate here this evening. He shared with us that he chose to pursue his CPA because he knew it would open up a world of opportunities. Finding out that he passed the CFE was his most memorable moment of the program, and he would like to thank his family, colleagues, classmates for their support throughout. His advice for his fellow graduates is to learn something from everyone you meet. Congratulations. Our next new member is Omar Mahmoud, CPA. Omar graduated from UPEI and he completed the CPA PEP program and was successful on the 2024 CFE. He finished his practical experience and was the first of the 2024 cohort to be accepted into membership in December 2024. He's employed with Gavro Associates, and he shares that his passion for accounting led him to choose a career as a CPA, and he thanks his family for their support. His most memorable moment from the CPA program was passing the CFE and Core 2. Congratulations, Omar. Next, we recognize Bebe Pan. You might have heard that name before in connection with Calgary. Bebe was successful on the 2024 CFE and is working towards completion of her practical experience requirements to become a member. She commenced her practical experience with Doan Grant Thornton, it's hard to get used to, and is currently employed with KPMG in Calgary. Bebe could not be with us this evening, but has asked us to share the following message on her behalf. I'd like to thank my colleagues at Doan Grant Thornton for their support throughout my CPA journey. A special thanks to my CFE coach, Olivia Falcone, for always encouraging me and helping me stay on track. To my CPA mentor, Maria Dow, who not only gave me valuable guidance, but also encouraged me every step of the way. And to my study buddy, Simon Bitar. It's an interesting handle, study buddy. I'm also incredibly grateful to my twin sister, Lei Pen, who has always been my biggest cheerleader and a constant source of motivation. Bebe shared that before she moved to Canada, she worked in international trade and often worked closely with the finance team on things like budgeting and financing. That experience made her realize how much she enjoyed the financial side of business. When she came to Canada and had the chance to go back to school, she decided to study accounting. Becoming a CPA felt like the right path to turn that interest into a long-term career. Congratulations, Bebe. Our next candidate is Daniel Shaw. Daniel attended Crandall University and lives in Charlottetown with his spouse, Sabrina. Daniel completed the CFE in 2024 and is working towards completion of his practical experience to become a member. He's currently employed with Islands Sand Holdings. Prior to this, he was employed with Fitzpatrick & Company, Chartered Professional Accountants, and Bringlow Feeney LLP. He cites Riley Shea, CPA, as his mentor, and he shares that a desire to help businesses gain greater financial understanding and provide assistance and guidance to that end is what led him to choose a career as a CPA. Daniel thanks his wife, his parents and grandparents, sisters and in-laws who supported him every step of the way. Congratulations, Daniel. Our next candidate is Chao Shi. Chao was successful on the 2024 CFE and is working towards completing her practical experience requirements to become a member. She attended Holland College and lives in Charlottetown, and she is employed with BDO and cites Zach Sanaye, CPA, as her mentor. She thanks her colleagues and BDO for their support. Congratulations, Chao. Our final graduate and new member this evening is Mackenzie Wright. Mackenzie attended UPEI and was successful on the CFE in 2024. She obtained her practical experience with Bradley Handrahan, now MNP LLP, where she's currently employed. Mackenzie was accepted into membership in February. We asked Mackenzie what led her to choose a career as a CPA, and she shared the following. I did an online accounting course in high school and really enjoyed it. I also enjoy working with numbers and find accounting very satisfying, so I chose to do a business degree with accounting specialization, and that set me up for the CPA program. I also had a meeting with Amy McFarlane in first-year university, and she was very encouraging and helpful in figuring out my career plans with me. Mackenzie would like to thank her boyfriend Jonathan and her parents Judy and Tyler, who all got her through the program with encouragement and for cooking many meals so she could study. She also thanks her co-workers from Bradley Handrahan for everything. Special thanks to Carla for the pep talks and training during COVID. Finally, a big thanks to her Capstone One team for being fun to work with. She cites her most memorable moments from the program as being the many Zoom meetings with her Capstone One team, which had 4 Newfies and 2 Islanders, and to celebrate, they did Zoom beers. Congratulations, Mackenzie. Congratulations to all the graduates, and I think you all deserve one more big round of applause. Now to our special awards this evening, starting with the CPA Atlantic School of Business Awards, and I invite President and CEO Andre Belfoy to come and present the CPA School of Business Awards of Excellence.
I may or may not take exception that these are the special awards. I'm pretty sure the ones you just got were the special awards. Nonetheless, I do offer my heartfelt congratulations on behalf of the school, myself, our board, especially our staff, to the graduates and those of you about to be graduates from the school. I think there were 22 from the Atlantic School this year, which is a subset of the 1900 students that we have in the Atlantic region in any given year. And as a setup to this award, I'll say, not surprisingly, you guys would know this. I mean, some students are coming in fact, think to yourself, how long do you think these people have been studying? Because I'm about to probably shock you by saying some of them studied as little as 18 months maybe after their 4-year degree, after 12 other years of school as well. Some of them might have done an additional 7 years. If you add up all those numbers, however you count it, that's a hell of a long time. And we're happy for you. But along the way, not surprisingly, some of those students do stand out. Some of them stand out for reasons that we don't give awards. Some of them stand out for reasons that we do give awards. In the case of the graduating class this year, 2 met the criteria that we have for the CPA Atlantic Award of Excellence. The criteria, in fact, are the following 2 things. Firstly, they passed every module of the education path on the first try. And that alone actually almost filters out everybody else, just like that. Secondly, in addition to that, they would have had to have a pass with distinction, is the nomenclature we use, on at least one of those modules. And that filtered out apparently everybody but 2, one of whom is with us tonight. So without further ado, and with my congratulations, I would like to ask if Clancy Doyle would come up to the stage. We're probably meant to take a photo if I would guess. Our second winner wasn't able to attend this evening. Presumably they're doing CPA things. The award winner is, in fact, Gifton Duffy, so who might be watching, so congratulations to Gifton. Thank you very much. Congratulations to our winners and to the whole class.
Thank you, Andre. Next, we have the CPA PEI Graduate Awards. And we invite CPA PEI CEO Tanya to the podium to introduce and present these awards. Did you know you were coming over here? Did you need me to hold those?
Maybe I can just put them here. And maybe I'll lower this down to here. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be with you this evening. We have 2 graduate awards to present this evening. The first award is the CPA Prince Edward Island Award of Achievement. As many of you know, the Common Final Exam, or the CFE, is a rigorous 3-day examination that requires candidates to demonstrate the depth and breadth of their competencies. The National Board of Examiners of CPA Canada is responsible for assessing candidates' performance on the CFE. And in doing so, the board in its evaluation determines the candidate with the highest standing for the province for 2024. This award includes a plaque and a cash prize to the recipient. And tonight, we are pleased to present this award to Mackenzie Wright. Congratulations, Mackenzie. Congratulations. Thank you. Come on out here and we'll... I'll do as Cleve has done and wait till Mackenzie gets back to her seat. CPA Prince Edward Island presents a leadership award to the graduate as determined by their peers as having provided leadership or exemplified leadership skills through the CPA experience. For the 2024 CFE, the recipient of this award is Isaiah Hood. So in addition to a plaque and a cash prize, we're actually going to let Isaiah say a few words here in a moment as well. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's perfect. I don't have to adjust the mic for Tanya. That's great. Thank you, Tanya, and good evening, everybody. I'm extremely honored to be nominated and selected by my peers to receive the Leadership Award this year. I'd also like to thank everyone who took the time to be here with us today, as well as CPA PEI for putting on a great event. I would also like to congratulate David and Blair and their awards as well. To get to this point, there has been 7 weekend workshops, 4 module exams, 1 presentation, several hours of studying, and the common final exam. The journey through the CPA program is best summarized as a roller coaster ride. There's the fun parts, the frightening parts, and the in-between where you just got to do your best to enjoy the ride. The fun parts that I experienced were getting to meet my peers from Atlantic Canada, which did include those 4 Newfies and Mackenzie. Meeting facilitators who would share their personal insights to success. And each week we had a Power BI assignment, and I'm sure we were all very much the happiest people in the world that week. The intimidating parts were Mark's Day. It was a struggle to get anything done by 1 o'clock on those days. And getting curveballs on the exams, because there always was a curveball. Funny enough, I played baseball up until I was 18 years old, but unfortunately, I couldn't hit water if I fell out of a boat. So those curveballs were tough. One of the most recent curveballs I can recall was on day 2 of the CFE. Now, there probably was a couple on day 3 as well, but at that point, you're in fight or flight mode and you don't quite know what's going on. One of the first questions for financial reporting on day 2 was about accounting for leases for a public company. That question still haunts me to this day. I remember leading up to the exam discussing with several people the difficulty I was having with IFRS 16, which is accounting for leases for those who don't know. And for those people who don't know, I assure you, you're happier people for it. As I initially read the question, panic set in. Might have been a little overreaction, but I thought I wasn't getting out of day 2 alive. But the most important thing they tell you in the program is to put something down on paper. Also, when you're 30 minutes into a 5-hour exam, you gotta buckle up. But after being in this situation a few times over the course of the program, you have to just fall back on what you know, which is stick to your time budget. There's more than just one question on the exam, believe it or not. And if you're struggling with it, someone else is struggling with it too. Anyways, I'm here today, so it appears I got a piece of that curveball. So as briefly stated above, there were several intimidating parts of the program, and I bet if you asked any one of my fellow graduates, there would be a few instances where they could recall a few highs and lows, rather. And as I mentioned, the in-between parts, where you just gotta sit down and have fun, that's really just the gap between the modules when you get to relax. The reason why I focused on more of the tougher parts of the program is because once you find out you passed the CFE and look back and kind of reflect, giving up those countless hours studying, the stress of the exams, and the 7 weekend workshops, the misadventures with family friends, it was all worth it. Great accomplishments in life require commitment, sacrifice, struggle, and hardship. Being a leader is not about how you succeed, it's about what you do when you face difficulties. It's in those moments of adversity that you find out who true leaders really are. Difficult moments are what helps develop courage, resilience, adaptability, and confidence. To be here today, those characteristics had to be present in all of us. Courage, because the CPA program is hard and demands you be at your best. And sometimes you're not going to have the answer, but you have to try. Resilience, because some weeks can be harder than others, but you got to get back on the saddle and keep on moving forward. Adaptability, because there's always curveballs coming. And confidence, because you have to believe that you put in enough effort to sit down and write those exams. So the fact that we've all made it here tonight demonstrates that each one of my fellow graduates could be up here right now talking about leadership. But we need to strive to keep building on those qualities so we can try to become the people that motivate others or other people go to for advice. This is not done overnight, rather, but through continuous work and executing on opportunities to further develop our leadership skills. But now that I sit here and reflect on what we've all accomplished, I have to say that our journey has only just begun. Now we have been given a new set of responsibilities because as CPAs, we must keep educating ourselves. We are in a continuously evolving field with emerging technologies and changing regulations that we must stay on top of. We are now trusted to put people's needs before our own and to make decisions that could have a significant impact on people's futures. Now that we have given ourselves a solid foundation, we need to keep building on it. To do that, we should always try to learn something new from everything that we do. And now that we've made it to this point, it's a good time to stop and enjoy the moment. There's a lot of people here tonight, and some who are unable to attend, who are extremely proud of all we have accomplished. Many people who've invested hours into checking on us, providing comfort when needed, and also delivering humor to keep the mood light. I don't know if those people know how critical they are to the process, but I stand here right now to say we would not be here right now without you. I know there are numerous people who have lended an ear to me because they knew I needed to get something off my chest. And of course, when I mentioned anything regarding Gap, these people most likely thought I was talking about a clothing company. But that didn't matter, because the fact that I could air out my frustrations before I had to get back to work helped me carry on and ultimately got me here today. Dr. Seuss once said, "You don't know the value of a moment until it's a memory." So tonight, we are surrounded by family and friends who are proud of us, so do your best to soak it all in. I hope tonight is full of excitement and laughter. You have all worked extremely hard to get here, and you deserve every moment of this. Don't be scared to let your hair down and have a good time tonight and break out those dancing shoes. Because if there's one thing I know, you can't tear off a good time. Thank you, everybody.
It's understandable why you selected him. Thanks very much, Isaiah. Now it's my pleasure to bring your attention to our member awards. We have 2 awards this evening. Our first member award is the Early Achievement Award. This award celebrates those members who distinguished themselves early in their careers through professional achievement and volunteer service. This evening, this special award is presented to David Arsenal, CPA, who is a business owner of Arsenal Properties. And I would direct your attention to the screen for a video to honor David and his accomplishments so far.
I received my CPA designation in 2016 as part of the first cohort that went through the new unified program that brought 3 legacy programs together into one CPA. So that was cool to be part of that group. And so now I work, I guess my title would be a business owner, working with Arsenal Properties, which is our real estate development and holding company, and then we've got Tops to Floors as well, which is a flooring and cabinetry retail and install company based in Charlottetown, Summerside, and I'm a partner in a number of other businesses as well in the construction space on PEI. The skills taught in the CPA program are very transferable to industry, and really to any job. I find talking with younger students and that over the years, I've always expressed I think it's a fact that accounting is the language of business in the financial sense, and that is to learn whether it's tax or audit or management accounting or whatever stream you go through in the CPA program, and myself with management accounting, it's very transferable to real life industry and to real life occupations in the financial space. For me, it's very much about the people and the friendships that I've been lucky enough to gain over the years and working in the industry with so many great people. I'd say that's the main driver that gets me out of bed in the morning. Housing crisis that PEI has found itself in over the last number of years has been a big driver in the industry and for myself and our team to really focus on different levels of housing that we produce. In most of our developments and our properties, we've got affordable housing piece to each development. We work closely with the Prince Edward Island Housing Corporation. PI Housing Corp is a great partner of ours, and we include them in almost every development that we do in order to have that little piece, the piece set aside for, be it vulnerable populations or lower income individuals that still need a good quality, roof over their heads, and so we're happy to be able to provide that with the help of those types of groups like PI Housing Corp and the people that run those organizations. I think it's giving back to the community feels almost like a responsibility. I've been lucky enough to be in the position that I'm in to have these companies that can give back and organizations like the Habitat for Humanity and the PI food banks and those types of, people and organizations that are helping our most vulnerable members of society are hugely important, a lot more important than what I do and what we do every day. Any piece of advice I would give to a new CPA would be to really focus on the people you surround yourself with. Whether that's your colleagues or your staff, if you're in a hiring position. The people you surround yourself with are very much they combine to make you who you are, and they can build you up or tear you down. So surrounding yourself with good quality people is very important, and that is that's a huge advantage to the CPA program. I think the CPA designation just holds a high standard for who people are professionally and personally. So I think that's they're already going down a good path, in my opinion, if they're entering their new life as a designated accountant. So yeah, if I had any advice, it would be they're already surrounding themselves with good people, I know. So continue with that through your career and through your life.
CPA Chair Jennifer is going to come and present this award. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Arsenault, CPA. Come up.
Pretty much the same height here, Isaiah. As you can see from the video, public speaking is not gonna be my future occupation, but that's okay. I just wanted to say a quick thanks to Tanya and Leanne for the great work they did in organizing tonight, and everybody involved, Cleve and Jennifer and Andre. Thanks for being here and for the great presentations and especially thanks to the crew sitting in the front row here. I just want to say how awesome it feels to see a new group of accountants, and it's really it seems kind of weird because other people don't really get it that don't have an accounting designation and that didn't go through the torture of the CFE and just studying and doing all your modules and the whole CFE summer. But yeah, just want to say congratulations to you guys. It's an awesome time and celebrate and enjoy it. And I'm gonna steal that one, Isaiah. You can't tear for a good time. I love that, so I'm gonna steal that one. And no, congratulations to all you and have a great night. Thanks.
Thanks very much, David. This evening, we are pleased to confer the title of Fellow to one of our deserving members. For those of you who are just beginning in the profession, the dedication and accomplishment of members awarded this distinction should provide an inspiration as you plan and pursue your future. The title of Fellow is designated by the initials FCPA, and it formally recognizes CPAs who have rendered exceptional service to the profession and whose achievements in their careers or in the community have earned them distinction and brought honor to the profession. We want to extend a special welcome this evening to the following fellows of the Chartered Professional Accountants who have joined us tonight to recognize our newest fellow. You can stand or give a wave as I call your name. Doug Carr, Becky Chason, Kent Ferguson, Gerard Fitzpatrick, Debbie Good, Ray Huser, Derek Eustis, Ron Keefe, Kevin Ladner, Phil McDougall, Heather McLean, Patrick McSweeney, John Potter, Alex Robert, Martin Rubin, Alan Savadan, Ron Waite. If I've missed anybody, forgive me. Oh, if I was out there, somebody would call my name, I guess. Yeah. CPAs are respected for their integrity, their accountability, and their excellence, and they lead by example through these core values. People rely on them to make the right decisions, and nowhere is their positive impact more evident than those who are awarded the title of Fellow. And tonight, we recognize our newest FCPA, Blair Corkum. For those of you who know Blair, and many of you do, you know he exemplifies these values that I mentioned. I direct your attention to the screen for a video to honor Blair and his accomplishments.
My name is Blair Corkum. I grew up in a small village called Middle LaHave, which is on the LaHave River, just about 10 minutes from Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. When I was about probably 16 years old, my mother said to me one day, "Blair, you should be a chartered accountant when you grow up." And I said, "What's a chartered accountant?" And she told me I'd have to talk it over with one of the neighbors because she wasn't quite sure either. But I never thought about that until literally decades later. And I remember my mother asking or telling me I should become a chartered accountant and not knowing what it was, and here I am. I stayed in public accounting almost all of my career up until I unofficially retired. And the thing I liked about it was the variety, the people I would meet, different challenges each day. I actually have an older brother who is an accountant but worked for one business all his life. One day he asked me, "How can you go to work every day and deal with someone else's problems? I find it challenging enough to come back to my own problems each day." To which I responded, "How can you go into the same old problems each and every day? I get to go out and I meet new people, I see new challenges, and I have new problem solving, and I found it very interesting." And so that's what kept me there, learning a lot along the way, and that was the other opportunity. It gave me the chance to learn more things. It really drives me insane when someone asks me a finance question and I can't answer it. So that led me to taking additional courses on the financial planning and insurance-related topics and things like that. It's my personal belief that a lot of the world's problems can be solved with education. Poverty can be solved with education. You know, eating healthy and things like that, health problems can be solved with better education. And so I volunteered with the Canadian Scholarship Trust Foundation, which was originally the founder of Registered Education Savings Plans many, many years ago. Community Legal Information, which provides free legal information to people who need it. And organizations like that, you know, spread information, spread knowledge, and supporting the local business community with the Greater Charlottetown Area Chamber of Commerce. But all of those were rewarding by what I could do. All came with big thank yous for doing what I'm doing, and that is just so rewarding. And even the other little things that I do from time to time, for example, the CPA Canada Financial Literacy Program, you help out people with these things, and there are heartfelt thank yous you get. It's not like thank you for doing that because you should. It's a thank you for helping us. And the Volunteer Tax Clinic is the same way. The other thing that I learned, and I hope the younger new graduates can take away from volunteering, is that not only is it rewarding, you need to do something you're passionate about. Don't volunteer for something that your boss says you need to do. Don't volunteer for something that you need to make your resume look better. Finding something that you're passionate about, you will do a good job, you will contribute, and it'll really make you feel well. The CPA designation has been a foundation to everything I've done right from day one. My career, based on that CPA, I've never had to worry about a job. There's been a demand for accountants from day one, which means I didn't have to keep working somewhere I didn't want to work. I could always move on to find some place that I thought would be better if I thought it was the case, which turned out to be working for myself and doing things my way. But that foundation gives people that I deal with the trust and the confidence that I have someone with the skills and the trustworthiness to work with. And then on top of that, that gets the door open. Then I get to do my thing and offer the services I want to offer. I'm an hourly based fee-only financial planner, the only one in PEI and one of only a couple in the Maritimes. I'm the only financial divorce specialist here with that kind of training. And when people see the CPA first, that's the designation they recognize. The other designations are letters. Most people don't know what they mean, but that gives me the basic level of credibility to move on and explain and deal with the other topics that I like to do, which I've continued to do since I sold my public accounting practice in 2013 and thought I was retiring. Here I am today trying to retire again. My wife and I have been, we've been married for 45 years and we've been best friends for 50, and she's been there all along, making decisions together and backing me up when I'm working ridiculous hours. So a lot of thanks to her through my career and allowing me to do this public accounting. Receiving this fellow award, first of all, is a total surprise and somewhat of a shock because I didn't really expect it. I am very proud to receive it because I'm receiving recognition for something that's been fun to do, which is kind of a surprise too. When one volunteers and one enjoys it, one doesn't do it for the recognition, and to have the recognition, especially when it's a surprise, is quite rewarding. Thank you for the nomination. Thank you for the award. It is certainly very well appreciated.
Jennifer's going to come and present this award, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Blair Corkum, FCPA, CA.
I think I'm close enough. I don't think I have to kneel down to talk into this microphone. Welcome, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Welcome, Minister Burbidge and special guests. So you've heard a lot of what I have to say already, but I do like to talk in front of a microphone. Usually it's doing a financial literacy session or telling people about estate planning, but Leanne said I could have 2 minutes and 22 seconds after I told her I was going to take 45 minutes. First of all, it is a huge surprise. I've said a lot of this in the video, but it was a huge surprise when Jennifer phoned me and told me I was going to get my FCPA. I must say my younger brother Richard, my late brother Richard, also had his FCPA. He had a sense of humor. I have 3 brothers. The Corkum boys from Middle Ahave had a little bit of a reputation for being some kind of humorous and things. But anyway, Richard in particularly, and There's bugs in here. If Richard was here today, if I'd have told him that I was just received a phone call from Jennifer and said I was getting my FCPA, he would have said, Blair, think about this for a moment. You're telling me that Jennifer said you're going to get your FCPA on Friday the 13th. And the day she called me was April Fool's Day. So anyway, I'm here. It's real. So thank you to so many people, whoever nominated me and the supporters of the nomination. Thank you so very much. As I said in my video, to the love of my life, thank you for being there so much. From the time I met Charlene, we were in university at Dalhousie, and we were hard studiers. Then we graduated. She went to work as a pharmacist. I went to work as an accounting student, and we were hard workers, and we both had crazy hours, different hours. Sometimes after we got married, she'd ask me in the morning, were you home last night? Because it would be 2 a.m. by the time I got in, and I'd be up and gone early in the morning. So thank you for that, dear. The recognition of my late parents, who from the time we were able to walk, reading was very important. We were allowed to buy books. We didn't have much money. If anyone wants to invest in like 400 issues of well-tattered, worn-out comic books from the 1960s, I'm sure they're in a box at my homestead somewhere. My father taught us math. I remember sitting on his knee learning long division on his knee back in the day. So somewhere along the way, they instilled this lifelong learning piece. So, I continued to get more designations. There was one issue that I disobeyed with respect to my mother. She always said, no girls until you finish your studies. I'd still be single if I had obeyed her. Anyway, can't move on without congratulating the new CPAs and giving them some old guys advice. When I was your age, I didn't have gray hair either. After the CPA came along, anyway, you're starting. Isaiah took the rest of my story, and CPA is the foundation. So just like building a house or building an apartment building, David, it's the foundation, and now you get to build on that. I remember somebody telling me when I was your age, the next couple of years you're going to learn more than you can imagine after all this studying. And they were right. Because now you get to pick what you want to learn. It was force-fed to you. You had to study to get through the CFEs. Now you can learn what you want to learn. Take advantage of that. And when you go to your job each day, go to some place you enjoy, the people you enjoy, the work you enjoy, but hopefully it won't be work. It'll be doing something you do enjoy, but be warned. If you enjoy too much, 12 years after you retire, you'll still be doing it. And hopefully your wife will still be supporting you. One thing that's also been said, a lot of people need your help. And it's not only in business and finance and in government, but charity work, volunteer work. I really, as you've seen, I enjoy helping out these people, but the thing you need to do is something you have a passion for. I had lots of bosses that said, you should do this and you should do that. You need to go out and build up clients. You need to join politics and become a treasurer of the local political party to get to build up a marketing experience. My advice is don't do that. If politics is your thing, yes, sure, great, go do it. Find your passion and donate a few hours a month, because that will grow if you enjoy it. And it is so rewarding. As I said in the video, when the people say thank you, it's not a casual thank you like many of our business clients say thank you. It's a sincere thank you. You helped me with that tax return. I'm a newcomer to Canada. I had no idea what to do. And it's a really heartfelt, sometimes they come with hugs too. So, volunteer. And when you do volunteer, you may be shoehorned into being that treasurer. Seems like a natural thing to do, but you don't have to. They'll accept people who understand finances, so you can say no to the treasurer position. I've done that a few times. But they know that there's somebody there that they can rely on to keep an eye on that treasurer. But don't become what everyone sees as a stereotypical accountant that says, that's not in the budget, you can't do it. Look at the mission statement. Our job is to deliver services to the people who need it. Our job is to find a way to deliver those services. So our job is to look at the budget and say to the board of directors, we need to find room in the budget to do that. Let's look at how we can do that. Where can we find efficiencies? Where can we do some fundraising? And let's make that budget work so we can deliver those services. Don't just be a bean counter. Let's make sure that we add value. The other thing I want to talk about is that fourth item down here, integrity. We've talked a lot about the bottom one, leadership. Let's talk about the fourth one, integrity. Keep your ethics, keep your integrity intact. I was a public accountant for many years. I started with my first accounting firm in 1976. This is 49 years. I'm going into my 50th year. I could spend 45 minutes talking about how many people have come and said, can you make the numbers look like this? Or, will you sign this audit report even though it's not quite right? And I've said no. I've sent clients away. I've lost clients and so forth. But I've gotten a lot more. You can go home and sleep well at night. If your boss says you need to do this so I can get this bank loan, say no. No, if it's not right. Just make sure you make those hard decisions, make them quickly. It's a lot less stressful that way. And it will really pay off in the long run. One other thing, I'll soon shut up, I promise. Governor General David Johnson wrote a book a number of years ago. It was called Trust, 20 Ways to Build a Better Country. I attended a presentation by him at a conference I was at. And the one thing I took away from that, and I also read the book, but the one thing I took away from that was that we are in a profession that is trusted. The CPA, people automatically trust us. But he made it clear that's not good enough. You need to be trustworthy. And people need to be able to place the trust in us because we are trustworthy, which comes back to that integrity piece and eventually comes down to the leadership piece. So once more, thank you to everyone. Thank you for this award. Surprised, very much appreciated. It is great to receive an award for doing something you enjoy doing. And thank you to Tanya and Leanne. Leanne, give everyone a wave. No one gets to see you down there. Leanne does a tremendous job. I may have stolen your thunder, Cleve, on that, but thanks. And one favor I have to ask of you, now that I'm wrapping up, if you look next to you and see the person asleep after I talked for so long, just give them a gentle poke, because it's soon time to go home. Thank you very much.
Blair, thanks very much for those good words and for a great career, and that you're not done yet. This almost concludes the formal part of the evening. As I mentioned at the beginning of the evening, this is our 10th convocation, and CPA PEI is celebrating 10 years as an organization. We've put together a short, retrospective video to remind us of some of what has happened over those 10 short years. So have a look. Okay, on behalf of CPA PEI, I want to thank you for joining us this evening to recognize the achievements of our graduates and our award recipients. I want to also thank Gloria and the staff here at the Florence Simmons Performance Hall. They have been great to work with, as have chefs Tyler Gallant and Christine Murnion and their team, providing the wonderful reception food this evening. I also want to thank especially, as Blair pointed out, PEI's administrator, Leanne Newson, who works tirelessly and meticulously to put this evening together, making sure that everything goes smoothly, including writing a whole script so I can just stand here and read. Thank you, Leanne. Good job. As we close, we invite all the grads to assemble on the stage for a group photo before you wander off, and we also ask that after that, the FCPAs gather for a group photo as well. And anyone who wants to come forward for pictures may do so, and our photographer Simon is also available for photos. Thank you, enjoy the remainder of the evening, and please travel home safely. See you next year.